After G7 summit closed in Hiroshima, Japan, Joe Biden, the U.S. president, made some statement about China. According to G7 summit, their announcement or documents to China, there are two basic. G7 do not pursue a decouple with China, but pursue a de-risk with China. Means we'll have multi-production or supply lines all over the world to avoid relying on China too much, relying on made in China too much. China was treated as a world monetary factory for the past decades. So some Chinese people who pro-democracy do not understand why Biden or G7 has this policy. They do not even understand what Biden said China and the U.S. relationship will be improved soon after the crisis of spy balloon. And said when Xi Jinping asked him about why U.S. prohibited some products to export to China, Biden's answer was simple. Said because China, CCP, use those products to make, mass destructive weapons, like to threaten Taiwan or the U.S. or the world. So it's simple. It's correct. Like SIMPs or kind of semiconductor. So U.S. prohibited the export to China. That's a good way to do. But still, some Chinese people don't understand why U.S. and China relationship should have a better relationship. For my understanding, both side position, Joe Biden's position, U.S. government position, and pro-democracy Chinese people's position, I understand both. For Joe Biden and the U.S. American government, I think they consider more about now the war. Russia invaded Ukraine. The war is going on. And to defeat Russia is the number one task for the international community. At this time, U.S. and its allies should avoid China and Russia to be united, or Xi Jinping and Vladimir Putin to be bound together. So try to avoid this happen. Means further try to avoid the World War III, the Third World War. I think this is the main concern from White House. For pro-democracy Chinese people, I understand their worry. They think U.S. just should defeat CCP, defeat the Red China. There's no other choice. I understand. Pro-democracy Chinese people feel it's urgent to pull down or remove the CCP regime, especially Xi's regime. The thing is, the international world, international community, not only consider for China, consider many countries, consider the whole international community. But for the U.S. government, American government, Biden administration should still should be alert, even though improve relationship, get U.S.-China ease relationship to avoid conflict, avoid the Third World War. But two things must keep in mind. Number one, Xi Jinping and CCP usually play a double agent, has a double face. On one hand, even though U.S.-China relationship ease or improve, but for Xi Jinping's double face, on one hand, he may say, I didn't sponsor Russia or Putin. But on another hand, secretly, they will still do it, Beijing regime, like they did in North Korea, play games, treat North Korea as chips to play with the American or the international community. Now, CCP and Xi Jinping treat Russia as a useful chip to play with, chip or cards to play with the American or the community, international community. On one hand, I say no. On the other hand, I say yes. Or I say no, but I did support Russia to continue the war. That yes to Russia. So this is one thing. Another thing, we should realize CCP and Beijing regime is very greedy. They must have a number of requirements or conditions for US-China ease relationship or make peace. Like even though Korea has many requirements, Beijing and CCP, this huge rugged regime will have more requirements, conditions. If the US come down to their conditions or requirements, then CCP or Xi Jinping could declare their winner. If US and the international community cannot meet the requirement, they will make trouble for this world. They will put stones on the roof, throw stones to the roof, or stir the water to be muddy. So these 2 points, the American government, American people should realize. So for this side, I think listen to some voice of pro-democracy Chinese people, either the Chinese people in China or the Chinese people overseas. Their voice should be heard. Thank you for watching. I would like to talk to you next time. Please subscribe my channel and like it. Thank you.